Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 with another retro review. Today we're going to be looking at the '07 movie Ratchet. I can't remember what exactly they called this repaint, but this is the one in the traditional ambulance colors, which I think looks a lot better than that green. And his arm just popped off. But yeah, I'll go ahead and wiggle this thingy off and get that poked back in there. Hooray for old figures. At least it's not a break, it's just loose parts. But yeah, here we have the red and white ambulance Ratchet. Not too much going on here. He is a rather simple figure for for a Voyager, honestly, but it's not bad. Here we get a look in at his chest. He does got these pseudo red cross symbols here with the Autobot symbol in the middle for legal reasons. Got his bumper there done with some gray and black, and do have the painted headlights and turn signals there. Do have some red and white for the head with a little bit of silver there right in the middle of his face. Some nice reds throughout the body, some touches of silver as well. But yeah, overall a decent figure. As far as articulation goes, you do get some head rotation. You can kind of go 360, but his head does collide in the back. You do get a 360 shoulder. You can get his hand out that far. You do get a little, well, not really on this side, but you do get a little bit of wrist movement here on this side, but that's for a gimmick. You do get bicep swivel. You do get that far out at the hips. You can kick that far forward, that far back. Do get some knee movement before colliding. No ankle movement. I do have a knee swivel and no waist joint because of how he transforms. But yeah, not too bad all things considered. I do keep in mind that this figure is almost 20 years old now. You know, a couple more years. But yeah, about that gimmick, if you open up this panel on his arm and fold this, you can switch his hand in and open this up and give him an axe so he can chop some Deceptichops. So yeah, there is that. If I can get my nail back in there, get that back open and fold that back up, and so yeah, there's that. And he also does come with this, which can peg into this hand right here. And this is, it's got a little moving switch here, but it's just kind of a thing they did to have an excuse to make this feel like it belongs there. Because it's really just a piece that sits on his roof. But hey, at least they did something with it. But yeah, it just tabs together in the middle. But yeah, we're going to just put that off to the side for a moment. And we'll do a couple comparisons. Here we have him next to '07 Ironhide. As I knock somebody else over. Oop, nope. Stay standing, Ironhide. Come on. As he starts coming apart. Old figures. Now, of course, he fell over anyway. Here he is next to '07 Jazz. Scoot them back a little bit. And I didn't think to. I think I have a '07 Bumblebee over here. Hold on. Ah, yes I do. '07 Bumblebee. And while it isn't the main color scheme either, it is the same mold. Here he is next to 07 Optimus. And just for one quick little modern comparison, here he is with Studio Series 07 Ratchet. I don't know if it's right to call him the 07 Ratchet, but it's supposed to be the same character. So there's that. Anywho, we'll move on to transformation now. And what we're going to do here, first of all, is we're going to rotate his legs around like so. And like so. And then tab them together. Then we're going to come up here and flip this whole thing up. And it's going to come over his head. Then we're going to pull up on his chest as we sort of just push all this out, and you can see it all comes out on this armature here. Then we're going to lift this whole little assembly up, just get that out of the way. We can now fold these legs up, and they do have the auto morph with the feet. That makes the sides here, you can sort of see the side there, fold in, and these knee pads come into place. And actually I think we need to, fold this crotch piece to be flat so that this can close up proper. And then we raise these bits up for the back, like so. Then coming forward here, we rotate these arms around, rotate the arm around. Gotta go ahead and get this up, and then fold these windshield pieces around to the front, around to the front like so, just to make sure that they're not in the way. Then for the arms, we're going to turn them like this, and then we're going to fold them up like so, and then bring them, fold that up like so, and then bring them inward. You can sort of see that, that whole section will sort of snap into place. And the arm came off again. Hooray for old figures. Actually, I wonder if, can I tighten that? No, that's not really where the screw is. Oh well, whatever. Again, it's better than a broken part. Could potentially fix that with some glue. And just fold these inward. And you want to make sure that those hands are sort of coming up under those feet there. And then you're gonna set this windshield in place like so. Bring that up and make sure to fold these doors in, and do be aware of that double hinge there. Make sure it's flush. Make sure that is flush. And as we bring this together, big hole over big tab, and just sure that everything's lined up. Just get that all locked into place. There we go. And get that all lined up and lock it into place. There we go, there we go. And then finally we take this, and there's the peg for his arm will now go here, and there are two pegs here and here, as you can see, that will go here and here. And there you have Ratchet in his ambulance mode. Yeah, and he rolls decently well. Does have pinned-in wheels. This part doesn't necessarily stay locked up there as best as it should. I think that was an issue on the original one that I had way back in the day too, so. But yeah, and let's see. We'll bring in a Studio Series 86 Junkion for a size comparison. These are both Voyagers, so that's how they stack up. This guy does have a bit more chunk to him, but this guy definitely has a lot more engineering to him. So, just how that cookie crumbles. And let's see, I think I can bring another Bumblebee in here. Here is with the B127. Just to give you an idea of how he stacks up with a more modern figure. So yeah. But I think that's about it for this little retro review. I hope you guys enjoyed a look back into the past. And yeah, I think I really do prefer the white and red colors to the weird green that they used. And that's probably why I was also fine getting the Nest Ratchet over the regular Studio Series one. Not to mention I could actually find this one, whereas I couldn't find the actual green one. So easy decisions are easy, I suppose. But yeah, a nice look into the past there. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I think that's about it for this review. So this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.